Archives of Prasar Bharati presents the timeless treasure of golden era.
In North Indian music, they have this gharanas, different styles, and more or less it's a sort of style of singing which is popularized by one particular great artist. It seems to me that there are fewer of these demarcations, but still they say, GNB style and Aryakudi style. And do you think there is a particular Balamuralikrishna style, and did you take any particular care that your students should follow that?
I think you know about it. There is already a style of Balamurali everybody is following now. It's not only through my students, but in general also they like this style of Balamurali. And this style itself is Gharana. Nothing, they're also the same thing.
What is your style? Suppose you were to explain a totally ignorant stranger like somebody in the West. Your style sets you apart from, say, somebody else's, some contemporary.
It is a very nice question. But if I explain to that, it will be probably not nice because I have to tell about my own self, about the speciality of my music. It is for the others to say how, the present generation, now they concentrate on the bhava and sahitya, the pronunciation, clarity in singing, either speed on or slow, and then express the bhava meaningfully so that the listener will know the meaning of the song, and also voice modulation. These things are, I think, I have established as my own style.
During all these years of your career as a musician on concert platforms, I suppose there are so many and, that it probably forms a sort of blur in your memory. But is there something that stands out or that you're able to pick out of those years of concert singing which you particularly remember, any occasion?
No, you see, in each concert, I can say, is something different from the previous. And even according to my imagination, luckily my voice has come back to my control and I am able to sing whatever the thought comes. So I thought of popularizing some neglected ragas and songs of the past composers. Even Tyagaraja compositions, we hear only a few, and so many hundreds of songs which were not become popular. Why? And some of the ragas in which the Vagyakaras like Tyagaraja composed, why people are not singing? We should bring them to limelight. That was my idea. So I started doing it. Even certain songs, for instance, in Nagamomu is very popular. Nagamomu means people think of me. So what is the difference between my singing and other singings? So this, again, I think I have polished it and from the original way of singing. So nothing new I did. I have only eliminated certain things which are not necessary. The first Nagamomu of the old recording, Nagumomu ganaleni najali telisi. It was like that. Then Nagumomu ganaleni najali telisi. What I feel, padani dabama, it comes. There is no padani in that raga. Pani should be there. But they didn't bother about it. But what I thought, it should not be there. It's not that they're saying wrong, but there is no need to sing like that. Nagumomu ganaleni najali. For instance, sagamapa nisa sanidaba magarisa. This is the ascendant and descendant way. But there is a similar raga in Hindustani music, which they call it as Bhim Palas. Saga mapani da pa mapagari ni sagari sa. We used to follow that. Nagumomu ganaleni nagaraja darayu parivara. Like that. Risariga. There is no sariga in that raga. So it is wrong. All those things I have avoided. Panidaba, the Daivata importance should not be there. It is a following note of the other note. Nidaba, Garisa, Nisa Garisa, Gama Panidaba. It should be like that. Gama Panidaba, Mapa Garisa. It becomes Bhimpalas. But I sing Abheri, others are singing Bhimpalas, but the criticism was that I was singing Bhimpalas, they were singing Abheri. I don't accept. Now they know what I am singing. In that way, when I modulate the actual note, the Swarupa, the picture of song, differs. So then it has become style of Nagumomu of Balamurali. It has become like that. And other so many songs like Sunada Vinodini of Mysore Vasudevachari, Devadi Deva, and Nanuganna Talli, and Mohan and Palimpa and so many songs. And I have also brought forward many songs of old composers which were neglected. And I also tried my best to sing with the same ease any Apur raga means a difficult ragas, where the raga which has no much wide scope to sing for elaboration. Such things I try to give more time, and I want others to feel that there is no difference there is no major raga or minor raga. You can sing any raga if you have the capacity. Otherwise, why Tyagaraja should compose in so many ragas? He should have also get contented in composing only in Shankarabharana, Todi, Kamboji, things like that. Why he sang like in Jayantasena, Jayantasri, Vijayasri, what not, Chittaranjani, what ragas he has given us. Why can't we sing those ragas also with so much freedom? So I tried it. So I think I have achieved. In fact, sometimes I was criticized. Balamurali, they went on saying that Balamurali can sing only Apur ragas. He cannot sing Shankarabharanam. He can't sing Kamboji. He can't sing Todi. They went on saying to that extent. To establish that, I have given some cassettes where I took only Shankarabharanam for 1 hour, only Kamboji 1 hour, only Todi 1 hour, so that I established you are not right, I can sing those ragas also.
So your audiences in any case would have known that if they came to a concert of yours, they would hear some new composition.
That is the problem in the audience. Some audience for my concert come in different types of audience. Some people come whether I would sing the old, what they have already heard, the same style, traditional way of singing. Some people come to listen to me, something new Balamurali is going to give today. And some people come with comparative mind, study how the particular song sung by others and how he is singing. And some people come to find fault with me so that they can write the papers. So all these types of people have come, old, young, child. And my aim is that I should attract more the younger generation rather than older generation. Older generation, they have heard enough. They were happy. But younger generation should be put them into right groove. They should listen to good music. And they should understand, they should not forget our classical music. They should not go to cultivate the fashion for other types of music, Western music and other types of music. They should know the greatness and the sweetness of our music also. So that it is the primary duty for the musicians of the day that they should present the music in a sweet manner, and so that you can attract the younger generation. Even children should listen to music. So I am very happy that whenever I sing, I find the college-going students, school-going students, they come to my program and listen. Just like as they like to go to see a movie, they like to witness my performance. So I think a little bit of contribution I have done in that way.
In this context, I want to ask you something. See, you, as a child itself, you were playing the mridangam and the kanjira, and laya seems to have been a very strong aspect of your music. In fact, paid a lot of attention to that aspect. So when you say that you sing for the younger generation and you want to be attractive, does that mean that you had avoided in these concerts singing, say, Ragam, Tanam, Pallavi? Because that's seen as a rather heavy piece generally.
No, it's not that. When I sing Ragam, Tanam, Pallavi also, the child will listen. I sing in such a way that they should see. You see, there must be some difficult things. Suppose you sing in a difficult raga, a Pallavi, or in a different tala. It is difficult, okay. But the listener should not feel the difficult thing. The listener should feel it's very easy. We can also sing. But only we should take the strain. But you should not give that strain to the listener. That is the performance. You see, suppose I put tala with so much noise, so much put all these things. That's not necessary. Without that you can sing. If you put tala that means you are not able to sustain the laya aspect of it without doing that. So the laya should be in your mind. There is no need to, do any noise. There is no need to produce noise for that. I don't believe in producing noises for that purpose. So that to establish that one is singing in difficult tala, there is no need for others to know what difficulty is. When they want to sing, they feel the difficulty. But while listening, should not be like that.
But during the concerts, my experience has been that this precise thing takes place because the artist tends to transmit that anxiety, and everybody's waiting to find out whether it will end on the proper note, and people in the front row will be doing this and putting the talam and all that. So the whole thing becomes a big exercise, and
it has become just
but it involves the audience. I think that is the idea.
Yeah, it is only a pattern. It is established like this. See, not only that, our music has become very narrow. That music means only from Vatapi Ganapati to Pavamana in between. And there is no other music. That was established. It is not correct.
So in your concerts, did you experiment with repertoires, like, instead of just starting conventionally, you have a varnam, you have a thing, you have different types of
Yes, I have
pieces,
different types. In fact, I want to do more
shlokas
and more. I want to do more and more. So what happens? Something unnecessary becomes a tradition. For instance, it's good that you pray Lord Ganesha before starting a concert so that he will avoid any disruptions that comes in the way. But it's not that you should not think of him in the middle of the concert or end of the concert. But if I do that, people say it's not traditional. Therefore, I sing Mangalam on Ganapati. What is wrong? You should not sing Mangalam on Ganapati. Ganapati, you call him and ask him to get out. Why? There's no need. You can sing on anything. Why not you start with an Ashtabadi concert? Why not you start with a Javali concert? Why you start a concert with Padam? Why not? Why can't you sing a Varnam in between? There's nothing wrong. The norms are framed by us. The theory of music doesn't say all these things. Never said. And there is no a word of Carnatic music in old books. Can you find out in Sangeeta Ratnakara there is a word Carnatic music? No. That has come very recently. And where is the tradition of Carnatic music? Very recent past. You have established it. So you should not stick on to only that limited. They should not become narrow. You should understand in a broad way, broad manner. Suppose, you think of a God only in the temple. And outside temple there is no God. So you can do any sin outside the temple and go and pray in the temple. You're thinking of the God. It's wrong. You have to go to the temple because to acquire a discipline. That's all you should give the importance. Like that, there is a platform singing, there is a norms are there, you follow that. But don't stick on to only that. You can't say that you can't do any other than that. And it's not mean that you are spoiling the tradition. The tradition means it's only very fundamental thing.
You were composing various songs, javalis, tilanas, among other types of compositions. And these have become very, very popular, even for dance artists, to dance to your tilanas. Yeah. When did you first start wanting to compose for dance?
No, I have not composed any song for dance.
I see.
And I just wanted to compose some tilanas so that, it's a thrilling one. Suppose you sing tilana during the latter portion of the concert, people will remember, go back with joy and all that. And there was a little difference in my tilanas and other tilanas. And so I tried to give the variety of rhythm and other things. These tilanas were attracted by the dancers and they took it. And it's not that I composed it for them. They took it and now everybody does it. And after I started composing tilanas, now my contemporary musicians also started composing tilanas. They are also very popular. And varnams, I thought varnam also a different type of varnams I have composed on God instead of usually the varnams on Sringara Rasa. So again, you talk about tradition and you start the concert with the Sringara Rasa, varnam, and then go pray Lord Ganesha. Why? So I have composed varnams on Bhakti and different gods and different atmosphere. Sometimes my particular varna says that I am singing for the audience and I should get appreciation and I want to seek the blessings of the audience. And sometimes I say that Saptaswaras are my life and what is the Saptaswaras? And so my varnas and tilanas are very popular apart from my songs in 72 Melakartas and songs and other ragas.
Approximately how many, if you were to make a rough guess, would you have composed?
Probably 350 to 400 concerts.
This varnam you mentioned on Saptaswaras, can you just tell us?
No, this Saptaswara means, in that I say, Saptaswara muluna jivamu. It comes like that. It's a nata. In there, the swaras, for each varna, at the end, after the charana, there will be chitta swaras. Yes. In this, I have composed 7 swaras. The first swara starts with sa. Second swara with ri, ga, ma, pa, da, ni. In that, sa, ri, ga, ma, it starts. Ri, ri, ba, ma, ri, za, second. Ga, ma, pa, ma, ma, ri, za, 3, 3. Ma, ma, pa, pa, ma, ma, pa, pa. Pa, ba, ma, ri, ni, ba, ma. Da, ni, za, ni, ba, ba, ni, ba, ba, ma. Last. Ni, za, ni, ba, ma, ri, za, ri, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, za, ni, ba, ma, ri, za, ri, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa, ni, pa, ma, ri, sa, ri, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sapta, swara, mulu, na, jivamu. Like that. Each varna, something probably a new type of expression.
And most of your compositions were in the Telugu
language? Sanskrit.
And Sanskrit.
Sanskrit mainly. One or two I have in Tamil also. I try to.
So you generally wind up your concerts with a tilana, did you? Apart from the Mangalam, of course.
Usually I am not allowed to wind up concert without a tilana.
Why not we have a small section of the Tilana?
Oh, yes.
Your favorite Tilana of
See,
your own
I have
composition.
composing Tillanas also in a different style. That is, there is something like Thayam, that is Shruti Bheda. The same raga, but each stanza looks like other raga. Like that, it's an experiment. It is also first of its kind. That is, for instance, what is that? Tanum num tadare tillana. Tadaradani dana tagundiri kita tagadanum num tadaradillana. Gadabamarini riga. This is Kalyani. Janatajam taridazim. Tananadalanko tagadim. Sani sadani sari. That becomes Magamarigamapa. So it becomes Shankarabharana. Taha kujam takita taha kujam tada takitatum sarigadi takitatum nananadanum num tadaretillana. It comes back to Kalyani. But the Shankarabharana what you are listening also is Kalyani. Tattare taha kure nadiri nidra magari ni. This is Kalyani. When I sing Tattare taha kure nadi sada pagari sada, that becomes Mohana. Tattalangu dagadalangu dagadigu dalangu tattare tattare tattaga tattaga tajam tajam tatanum tatanum num tataratillana. Madani tagida dagamadani madani sagama dim na na da dirana tagida dagada tam talangu darigadhitum. Mridanga Shabda Taranga Sudhakara, Mridanga Shabda Taranga Sudhakara, Tanum Num Tadara Tillana. Comes back to Kalyani. Nadiritum Tiritam Magazari, Nadiritum Tiritam Risadani. Nadiritum Dananari Nadillana, Nadiritum Danana, Dimna Dillana, Buna Boldarala Mulandu. Murali Nadarupa Nikida Samarpinchitini Ragataya Malikache Tilana Tanunum Tadaratillana Tadaradani. Then it comes back to Kalyan. These experiments I have done. And my Tilanas mostly in Kadanakutuhalam, Kuntalavarali, Vrindavani. They are all very, very popular. You can hear when somebody dances.
Dr. Balamuralikrishna, at some stages in your career as a musician, you have been known to cross swords with the traditionalists about certain aspects of what is and what is not acceptable in Carnatic music and the question of creating new compositions, new ragas. Tell us more about your thoughts on this matter.
Well, Mrs. Malini, I have come across so many arts and criticisms in my musical life. That's because I always wanted to do something new instead of just repeating like a gramophone record. And therefore, it is natural that whatever there is something new is introduced, it's bound to be criticized.
All of us here recall that there were some episodes like that where, you had a difference of opinion on creation of ragas. Creation. Others had different opinions. Could you tell us more details of how that came about and what your point of view was?
Mainly there are two aspects, in this criticism. There was a lot of criticism of my rendering my own compositions. And there some sort of tradition was established that one should not sing his own compositions. I don't know where from it started and when it started. I don't find any reason and logic for that because all great Vagaikaras who were composers, both lyrics and music, they sang only their own compositions. They never sang another composition. We never heard that Tyagaraja sang somebody's compositions. He sang his own compositions. If we don't sing our own compositions, who will sing? And unless we sing our own compositions, how others will know exactly how we sing? Therefore, absolutely, I thought it was meaningless. But I never cared for that and I started singing. But there was criticism that I was singing more of my own songs and neglecting other songs. I never did it. After some time, in fact, I used to sing my own compositions only on the requests, choices of the listeners. Otherwise, I never sang. And then another thing about raga creations. In fact, I have created some ragas. It's not that I wanted to create. It so happened. Some thoughts came into my mind and then I have realized it's something new I have created. And it so happened once I read in some book that there should be minimum 5 notes to establish the raga swarupa. I also found there are ragas only, not less than 5 notes, never. Then one day I started humming Ni sa ga sa ni sa pa ni sa ni sa ga pa ni pa ni sa ga sa ni pa like that I was humming. Then I found there were only 4 notes. Sa ga pa ni sa ni pa ga sa. Only 4 notes. It's good. It gives a complete raga swarupa just like any raga like Shankarabharanam or Todi.
Has its individual picture.
It's
yes.
a picture. It has its own picture. It has its own a raga swarupa, and it's very nice to hear and very nice. So then I thought, because it's a new raga for the first time, it's a creation of my own, and I composed a song on my Guruji. Mahaniya Madhura Murte Kamaniya Gana Murte Mahaniya Madhura Murte Sahana Sausilyadi Sadgunopeta Satkirte Mahati Mandra Sugatre Mampahi Gurumurte Mahaniya. It's good. Then I remembered Goddess Saraswati playing Veena, which has only 4 strings. So why not 4 notes for the music? In fact, Vedas also have only 4 notes. Later on it came to 5. Originally Vedas have 3, then 4, then 5. And then therefore, I called this raga as Mahati. Mahati is the Veena played by Saraswati. So I called this raga as Mahati. Then I started, so many ragas similarly with 4 notes like Sumukham. Nizarima, Nizarima, Nizarizamani, Nizarizamani. Mahaniya, Mahaniya. Sagala Vignanashagudai Sada Murali Gana Sumagudavai Jayada Birudhara Sani Zari Zari Mari Zamani Zanima Rimari Zari Zari Mari Mani Niza Sani Rizani Mazari Rimari Zari Nizani Marimani Zari Mari Zani Sani Mari Rimari Rizani Mani Namasulive Malnilchi Konave. I call this as Sumukham. Then there is another beautiful song with 4 notes raga, that is Lavangi. Very powerful raga. Sari Mada Saramari Onkara Karini Madahankara-varini Avatumam Onkara-karini Hunkara-matra Shatrudamani Hrinkara-rupini Rudrani. He's on Kali. Murali Sudhala Hari Vihari Puraripu Premita Tripura Sundari Karuna Rasa Bharita Lalita Lavangi.
This is All India Radio
Varada
recording.
Abhayada Sakala Shubhangi Onkara Karini. Very powerful raga. This has got very effect on the body and its functioning.
I noticed that depending on whether the raga is soft or powerful or whatever it is, your lyrics, the theme that you choose seem to
Yeah.
go with that. So this Kali song for this powerful
Yeah.
raga,
I
how
t-
do you compose the lyrics? Do you
No, it
sort
comes
of
simultaneously.
I see.
It comes simultaneously.
Not separately? No, you
very-
don't just think
no,
of a
no.
tune
Very,
pattern.
very rarely I first think of raga and then compose. Otherwise, it comes spontaneously. I tell you one thing. You just find out what is the difference, what is the important feature of a raga. Okay? I will sing. I don't explain about that. I explain later. Uma sutam namami mama manasa stitam Uma sutam namami Kumaragrajam Asamana sumerudhiram Kumaragrajam Asamana sumerudhiram Amoga bhalapradam khala vimochana gunanvitam Pramodakara muraligan amoditam Satatam Uma Sutam Namami Mama Manasa Stitam Uma Sutam Namami Ma ba ma ma ba ma ba ma sa Sama ba ma sama za pa Pa ma ba za ma ba za ma za Pa ma ba za ba ma ba za sa ba za pa ma sa ma za ba za ba ma ba za ba ma ma za ba ma za ba za ma ma ba ba za ba ma ma Sutam Namami.
It does have only three notes in it.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly. There are only 3 notes.
Yes.
It's a song. It's also good. I sang this song in raga for about 20 minutes once.
You know, if you had not asked me to look out for it,
Yeah.
possibly, just
Just like
lost in
any-
the appreciation of that raga,
any
we
other
wouldn't have
raga.
analyzed to
Yeah.
find out there are just 3 notes.
So,
What did you name this raga?
this is Sarvashri.
Sarvashri.
Sarvasri. So this is another creation of mine which has 3 notes. And I have also, if you want me to say about my creations, I have also created a new principle in tala system. The existing talas music in South Indian music or any North Indian music or any Indian music, and there is a principle out of which these existing talas are created. So I have a thought came to me that I have created a new principle itself out of which we can create number of more talas. And I have created number of talas and I have also demonstrated. And this principle is something you want me to explain?
Yeah, please.
This, in tala system, the important features are angas. Angas means anudruta, dhruta, and laghu, guru, puluta, and kakapada. There are 6 angas. Out of these 6 angas, only 3 are in vogue. 3, that is Guru, Puluta and Kakapada, we are not using it. So the 3 are Anudruta, Dhruta and Laghu. The difference of talas, that is Dhruva, Matya, Rupaka, Jampa, Triputa, Ata, Eka. These talas are created on the principle that, there are jati Vedas. That is, the jati Vedas are again Tishra, Chatushra, Khanda, Mishra and Sankirna. There is, for instance, Dhruva tala. A Dhruva tala has like Tishra jati Dhruva, Chatusra jati Dhruva, Khanda jati Dhruva, like that. Each tala, Rupaka, Tishra jati, Rupaka, like that. These jati Vedas are according to the change of the Laghu. But Anudruta, you see, each tala is established by rules that each tala has Anudruta, Dhruta or Laghu, or only Dhruta and Laghu, or only Anudruta and Laghu, like that. But the Jati Vedas come into the difference of Laghu. That is, if a tala contains Laghu, Dhruta and Anudruta, the Jati differences are in the Laghu only, not in Dhruta and Anudruta. It's same, it remains. That Laghu means 1, 2, 3. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that. So when these talas are created out of the principle that the change will be only in Laghu, but the Dhruta and Anudruta remains the same. And there is another aspect of tala is Gati Bheda. Gati Bheda means the interval between each kriya. That is the interval between each beat. Then that is also again 5, 3, 5, 4, 7. So my principle is this Gati Bheda is there. Oh, again, before that, I tell you one thing. There is another thing like Sashabda Kriya and Nishabda Kriya. While putting talam, which gives you shabdam, that is sound, they are called Sashabda Kriyas, which you don't produce sound and give only actions like with fingers and things like that. They are called Nishabda Kriyas. So, my principle is to establish the rhythm. The Sashabda Kriya is very important. You cannot establish a rhythm or a jati or gati from the Nishabda Kriya. Therefore, the Gati Bheda is there only for Sashabda Kriya and not for Nishabda Kriya. The Jati Bheda is there only for Laghu and not for Druta or Anudruta. Like that. The Gati Bheda is there only for Laghu. I mean only for Sashabda Kriya. Therefore, if suppose Aitala 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No? See, my principle is the same Aitala. I called the system as Mukhi. Suppose Panchamukhi. Panchamukhi Aditala means the Sashabda Kriya. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. There is no change. Again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Like that. So this is the system, and of course there is no criticism for this. Everybody accepted it. And but one thing I should tell you that I have not yet started composing songs on this new principle of Tala system, except I sang some Ragantanam Pallavis on some concerts. These are another aspect of my creation.